Okay, well, today we're going to talk about bookkeeping for multiple rental properties and how to use class tracking to track income and expenses separately for each property. And so let's say you have two rental properties. One is 123 Main Street and the other is 456 Pine Street. And so you can have a class for each property, as you see here. Now, the way to set up the class tracking is you go under Settings and then Account and Settings, and then over here to Advanced, and then scroll down to where it says Categories, Edit, make sure Track Classes is on, Save. And then so when you record the rent received or you record an expense paid for the property, you can use that class. And so over here we'll create a sales receipt for recording rent received from a tenant. So let's say there's a tenant, Tom Clark, who lives at 456 Pine Street. And so down here for product and service, you record the rent. Let's say he paid $1,300. And then so for class, you put in 456 Pine Street. Record and close. And let's say you bought some supplies at Home Depot to make some repairs on that same property. So you would go to Create, Vendors, Expense. So in Payee, you would put Home Depot. So then it's category, repairs and maintenance. Put in $200. And this was for 456 Pine Street. So in class, you would select 456 Pine Street, save and close. And so now with both expenses and rent revenue recorded for each property, then you can track the income and expenses for the separate properties. And the way to see the total income and expenses for each property is then to go over to Reports, Standard Reports, and the report you want to run is Profit and Loss by Class. So you run this report, Profit and Loss by Class, and then you see it breaks out those two separate properties. So you see the rent revenue for each property, and you see the repairs and maintenance for each property. And so you can use class tracking to track income and expenses separately for each property when you have multiple rental properties. So that's what I wanted to share today.